Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host 𝙒𝙖𝙩𝙨. Today I have a new guest for us, Iakoka Subramanian. Before I talk about him, let's welcome our guest of the day, Iakoka Subramanian sir. Namaskaram and welcome to PGurus channel.
Namaskaram. I am really happy to participate in your PGurus channel and also very happy to share my thoughts with your admirers.
Absolutely, sir. It's a pleasure to have you. And viewers, we've been trying to have this thing for a while because of COVID and other reasons. He and I couldn't get together in person, but today was a special day. He actually set aside time to come and meet with me at my place, and this is my studio in India. And you can see that it's very interesting. We have tried to make do with a lot of little things to give you the best possible effect. So many people, or many of you who are from Kovai may have heard of Sri Iakoka Subramanian. He is an industrialist, a writer, a poet, a motivational speaker, and an engineer. He is involved in many social organizations, founder, director of an Indo-Swiss joint venture. He is an author of 10 Tamil books, and he is an admirer of Narendra Modi and an observer of the present political circus. So, Subramanian sir, let us first take a quick look at your life journey. You represent, in my opinion, the quintessence of the entrepreneur in India. You know, you've been, you've not moved out. I mean, you've lived outside of Kovai for a while, but I would say you call yourself as a Coimbatore person, Kongu person, because you've spent most of your life here. So, can you kind of tell us a little bit about what you've gone through in your life thus far? Where did you start your schooling and so on and so forth, sir?
Mr. Iyer, Coimbatore is a city of entrepreneurs. You cannot find a city equivalent to Coimbatore anywhere in the world.
Not even Ludhiana?
Nowhere. Ludhiana is totally on a different platform.
I see.
Here, my father was actually a mill worker. At that time in my village, around 90% of the males were working in and around wherever textile mills are there and spinning industry. So we always discuss only with textile unions. So we were growing in that atmosphere, and also we were farmers from a small village. Educated in normal board high school in Tamil medium school, and afterwards I got into PhD Tech. During in the agitation I was studying pre-university. But luckily in school I studied Hindi. That was very helpful for me in my later years. Then after many jobs in and around Nagpur, Bombay, Delhi, Bangalore and other things, in 82 I joined Santi Gears, and after 1 year I joined LG Politics, a group company of LG Group, and then I started Iakoka Centers in 1987. We became the largest manufacturer of synthetic spindle tapes for spinning industry in the year 1991. 𝙒𝙧𝙤𝙬, world leader in belting and other things from Switzerland, I wrote to them asking for an agency. They offered partnership. That's how 𝙒𝙧𝙤𝙬 Iakoka company was born, and I was there with them for 25 years. Then afterwards I sold all my shares and came out and started another company with Italian collaboration, and also a small firm for manufacturing spindle tapes. But now at 74, I am more or less retired.
Well, you shouldn't have told us your age, sir, because I was going to ask our viewers in comments, tell us how old do you think Sri Subramanian is. He doesn't look 74. He looks to me all of 60 or plus or minus few. Subramanian sir, you are a living example of a person from Tamil Nadu who doesn't believe in this Tamil only kind of mindset. You've been through many places, so you picked up languages. And see, why do you think this Dravida parties, ADMK less, DMK more, stress on this, being Tamil first, Tamil? What is this obsession with one language? Why can't people from Tamil Nadu learn more than one language?
This is pure politics. If you ask anybody, any housewife or somebody, they will say, yes, my son, he should learn English first. They give first priority to English. Even though Tamil is mother tongue, one of the oldest language in the world. Normal people, they don't care whether your son is reading Tamil or Hindi or anything. But everybody insists that they should speak and learn and how to write in English, and they should master English. That is first priority. Second priority when it comes, many people select different languages. Tamil is the least preferred language in Tamil Nadu. Even though I am a Tamilian, I could openly say that. But that does not mean that we are not talking the greatness about Tamil and other. That is totally a separate subject. But for normal people, today language is not a big issue because everything goes with English. During our times, this politics, they know how to create some kind of an atmosphere where your inner feelings are provocated. Actually, it is a provocation.
Yes.
When it comes to language or religion or even caste and other things, it's a pure provocation. In India, if you find, on language, there is only one state it survives. On Tamil, it is only Dravidian parties ruling Tamil Nadu. But if you see how many people can speak Hindi, you will find many number of people, and many thousands are going to Hindi schools and they are learning it. And also I think special schools in the CBS syllabus, they are also teaching Hindi.
Yes.
Another one state, if you say, they give importance to Marathis. That's how this Paul Thackeray and Shiv Sena has come up. So even central government, on and off, they will say that Hindi is to be national language, everybody has to learn Hindi for a link language. This is all pure politics. I think generally languages should be left to the individual persons. But there should be a common language. Since English being a global language, it can be taught everywhere. And till 5th class, mother tongue should be taught. Because Tamil, I think in the world, no language shall have so much of literature and poems and epics, everything like Tamil. Maybe second, Sanskrit. Sanskrit is not a spoken language.
Yes.
In my opinion, rather than diverting our attention to these type of issues, it is better to concentrate on the normal life of Tamilians, middle class Tamilians, how they are working, how they are going to improve and contribute to the state. That is more important.
Right.
So this is pure politics. And as a Tamilian, I am proud of Tamil, where that is my own language and there are a lot of things which you can like. But at the same time, if you know about Sanskrit, that is also a beautiful language. Urdu is a good language. I don't bear it any language, whether Kannada, Telugu, there are many things out there. Since you don't know any other language, you tend to believe that yours is the best. That is wrong.
So true. In fact, viewers, we should all feel lucky because in China, what is current modern day China, there used to be 561 languages. Today, there's only 3. One is the one that the CCP, Chinese Communist Party, has reduced what used to be traditional Chinese to what is called as a modern Chinese. They've reduced the number of characters. They've broken down a lot of the charm, and that is what they have forced down the entire China. I mean, if you, for example, with the Uyghurs, they have nothing in common with the Chinese. They are fair hair is not black. Their eyes are not black. Lots of differences. They also are forced to learn one language only. At least India has never done that. India has always left people to choose their own languages. I just thought we should mention that because sometimes we have this thing, why is it that, so there's a lot of freedom of languages. So please make use of it. Learn as many as you want. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Sir, in your opinion, you've run so many industries and you've gone through different places. The current political establishment in Tamil Nadu, how do you see them in terms of being pro or entrepreneur friendly? Do you think that these people are making it easy for somebody to set up a new shop, or is it more? What are your thoughts? How is the DMK administration done thus far?
See, here you don't have to talk about politics. But Tamil Nadu itself is already a leading industrial place.
Yes.
And in my opinion, every party, whether it is DMK or ADMK, BJP, Congress, they want industries grow. So I don't find any negative aspects of any political ideologies disturbing our industrial growth.
Okay.
So in my opinion, all are helping. That way I think, there are small matters are there, like development of roads, electricity problem, maybe sometimes tax problem. These things I think it is part and parcel of any country and any state.
Yeah.
That way I think Tamil Nadu government even the present government, they want the industries to grow. The other part, political part is different, but as far as industrial growth and other things are concerned, all the parties are helping us, whether it is DMK or BJP, yes. And as an industrialist, my fellow industrialist colleagues, they have contact with all the political parties. So when we have problem, we represent, we go to central government, we go to state government. They listen patiently and they help us. And they know very well that this Congo belt is one of the best in the world. So you have to help us. There are inherent problems with labor issues, sometimes with raw material problem. The government is, they are also trying their maximum best because entire tax comes from industrial growth only.
So you've actually taken me to the next question that I was going to ask you. So thanks for putting me the road.
Okay.
See, Tirupur, Kovai, this belt needs a lot of manufacturing hands. Post-COVID, have they recovered back to their normal volumes? How do you see that part, or is there more to go? What are your thoughts?
See, some of the companies, not all of them, they have recovered. The top rank, A class, they have their own policies and they pay well. They get people from all over India and they give accommodation, take care of them. They are doing well, and I don't think their production or their sales has come down. But some of the companies in the middle level, because of the raw material price hike, shortage of labor after COVID, they are facing some problem. But this, see, if you are an industrialist, you should know how to survive in the toughest conditions. Definitely, in my opinion, it may take another 6 months to 1 year. Depends on how this world war is going to happen between this Ukraine and Russia, how it is going to develop. That is the biggest question. Otherwise, I think all the industries are doing fairly well.
Iakoka sir, I want to take you back to maybe early 90s. Narasimha Rao government comes in, a lot of the restrictions, licensing restrictions are all taken out. And one of the cities that really suffered was Kovai, I'm told, because Lakshmi Mills, which was supposed to be building machinery for other manufacturers, textile manufacturers, they suddenly found that they could get two of one of this machinery. Cost-wise, they were not very effective. And then there was a certain amount of turbulence in the industry in Kovai and Tirupur. I know Tirupur has recovered spectacularly. What are your thoughts? How did Coimbatore do?
Yes, see, actually you have opened up the gates to other countries. Globalization. It was really very good. Before that, there was a lot of this license Raj, controls. Not all the people can do the work. Right. Even when we started, first joint venture with 𝙒𝙗𝙤𝙤 company when we started, it was possible only because of this globalization. And many such joint ventures have come. In fact, LMW, they were the pioneers in this field. Initially, they had some worries, but afterwards, you see, LMW is still doing fantastic business. They are exporting machinery to all over the world. It has opened up the gates to India, and India has grown up. And quality-wise, only after globalization we got the confidence that Indians can do better than anybody. I am still of the opinion, if the platform is equal, resources are equal, if it is open to everyone, Indians will win hands down everywhere in any field in the world.
What you're saying is, on a level playing field, India will do very well.
Yes, definitely. Because the problem is here a lot of politics is there, and the foreign hands are also indirectly controlling all these industrial activities. You take care of the Sterlite. Do you think that there is a pollution problem or something like that? It is all foreign hands. Somebody, they don't want the Sterlite to run with copper and other things. They planned it and they have succeeded. Only government of India has to take care. But this is everywhere in the world, not only here.
Wonderful that you took me to my next question, which was going to be about Sterlite. Now, Sterlite was momentarily open so that they could produce oxygen. During the time there was a shortage for oxygen cylinders due to COVID. What is the status now with Sterlite?
I think they are fighting in the court. I think only court has to give, and I think central government, state government, jointly they should help the industry to grow. Such a big industry. If there is really any pollution problem, I think both the governments jointly form a committee, they have to control it, and whatever expenses is that they can take from Sterlite. Actually, in my opinion, this is somebody sponsored it, and it was not right thing to close down this unit, because I am traveling all over India. I have seen the worst polluting factories working without any problem, and people are already suffering. So this is all some kind of drama enacted on behalf of somebody with political tones. I think Sterlite should open. Industry should flourish in any country.
So, thank you for that update. And one of the problems with Sterlite was India suddenly became a net importer from a net exporter of copper.
Yeah.
And that benefited China. And now we know that China probably is going to be the one who's going to be mining in Balochistan at a place called 𝙒𝙂𝙧𝙤𝙦.
Okay.
I've done a few episodes on that, so you follow with that. So this is what you said is absolutely true. That somebody else's hand was there. Now, in all these things, whenever you see something like this, now ADMK is gone, DMK is coming. However, Sterlite hasn't changed. I mean, what do you think state government should do? See, there is a national interest. There is a need for creating jobs. Stalin talks about development, but do you think he has done enough to try and get Sterlite open, or it's all just saying in the court, we'll see?
I think politics apart, Stalin would definitely like to open Sterlite. That will give a lot of revenue generation, and also looked after the in and around areas where a lot of other industries are surviving. I think Stalin, in my opinion, he should support opening of Sterlite, and even he can pressurize central government.
Wonderful, sir. You've well known in Coimbatore area. You do a lot of social causes, and you're a poet. You're an author. You've written a lot of books. How did this urge to write books come? Because for me, I just changed my career. I was an engineer. I threw all that away and suddenly said I'm going to be a writer, and I've done this. How was it for you?
See, actually from 6th standard itself it started. Reading a lot of books in Tamil and watching Tamil movies with fairy dialogues by Karunanidhi and fantastic songs by Kannadasan and Pattukottai. And we had some fantastic writers like Kalki, Akilan, Na Parthasarathi, Sandilyan, Jayakandan, all contemporary writers.
Yes.
So automatically that interest catch. At that time Tamil, actually in every school it was Tamil medium. Very few schools they have this English medium. So automatically, and Tamil, as you know, it is one of the oldest, not one of the, it is the oldest language, and rich in literature and Sangam period poems and other. Automatically you get involved in Tamil.
Well,
then in the school also, you participate in all these contests, oratorial contests, essay writing, reciting some kind of poems. Then when I come to college, started writing stories. In fact, in PG College of Technology, when I was studying in second year, I have written a Tamil romantic story.
Oh wow!
Kalingathu Kattalai. I got an award, and also that was the first love story printed in Tech Review. Still it is available in PG library.
My goodness.
Then afterwards, when I went to work under the normally you write and keep it and never publish. The Padma Shri awardee, Mr. Shilpi Balasubramanian, he saw my writings and other things. He encouraged me to publish the books.
Wow.
Then I published my short stories and poems. Then afterwards I started writing about my travel experiences with my mother, with my granddaughter, and how West was looked upon or looked down by them in various aspects.
Right.
Then how they enjoyed the food and other. That type of things I have written in Namadu Nambike. That book was Innuru Yugasandhi. It was awarded the best book of the year by Ilakya Chintanai,
I see.
a think tank in Chennai. That encouraged me to write more. Then I have written about business, motivational books. Now I am writing only about my social interest and also poems. Whenever I like, I write in a Pongal greetings, Diwali greetings. And
Right.
I am not a full-time writer. So my hobby is writing.
But you're inspired.
I am an accidental industrialist. Otherwise, I could have gone happily in this field.
So I've known you for a while now, and I can tell our viewers, he's a very grounded man. He is extremely, well off. He doesn't have to do all these things. Yet the passion that his country should do well, that his people should do well, it stands out whenever I talk with Iakoka ji. So, how do you see India in the next 15-20 years? And this will be our last question. Perhaps you can show us your vision, how under Modi, we may not be going straight, but we'll go a little bit here, a little bit there, but at least forward progress is definitely visible. I mean, I will completely agree with that. So how do you see India in the next 20-25 years?
See, once Narasimha Rao helped to open to globalization, I think the Indian industries and the speciality of Indians and their focus on job. And we always relax in work. We don't have workspace and relaxation space. Always we work and we relax there. That type of attitude, I think it has given edge for all the Indians. And regarding quality wise, now I think all the international quality standards are maintained and everybody is aspiring for that. After that, when we were very successful, I think China was also developing at that
Yes.
time. That was a monstrous development in my opinion. I was going to China from the year 1992. Every year I used to go there. Oh, amazing, the developments and how they plan everything. That is one word country. In my opinion, if the government says do it, they have to do it.
Yes.
But here it's a democratic country, lot of opposition is there. In spite of that, we are growing. And we don't have to have any yardstick to measure whether we are superpower or an ordinary power or a developing country. India is always a super rich country. Only thing is the wealth is not utilized by us properly. And maybe, I think British, they all swindled the money.
Yes.
In spite of all this swindlage, still we are a rich country.
Right.
And in my opinion, another 10 years, maybe India will be the 𝙒𝙗𝙧𝙤𝙬 for other countries. I think signs are there. Now even if you see during this Ukraine war and other things,
Yes.
how India was doing things and how it is helping Pakistan, how it is helping Sri Lanka, and how all the world leaders are coming to India to meet our Prime Minister and our Foreign Minister to discuss lot of issues.
Right.
And we are the only country, never went to war with any other country, I
That's
think,
right.
in the past around 100 and 200 years. And we can tell them how to be peaceful, how we can be successful, how we are tolerant. We don't have any big religious problem, except these few things, minor things going on. I think the most tolerant country is India.
Yes.
And we welcome everybody open-hearted. We grow with them. So I think in another 10-15 years, we will be the 𝙒𝙗𝙧𝙤𝙬, teacher to, not necessary to be a superpower with all the weapons and other things. Our weapon is actually the knowledge and the spirituality.
That's right. Spot on. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. It was a pleasure talking to you. And I'm hoping that we will have more such intellectual hangouts, and PGurus is thrilled that we could find you and have some time set aside for us to share your thoughts on this. Thank you so much. Vanakkam and Namaskaram.
Thank you. It's really, I feel honored. And it's my pleasure to participate in this. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.